A world rank number 17, the 27-year-old is going to get a lot of points here in this tournament. After all, it's a platinum event, the 15th seed. If he can make it through to the final or win this tournament, his world ranking would go up quite a bit. Quarterfinalist in Qatar, round of 32 in China and Hong Kong. Well outperforming his performances before. Look at that, surprise, pulls a 360, keeps the ball in play. Xu Xin switching to the other side of the table already. The third seed at world number 1. How did that happen? Well, at the time of registration, he wasn't world rank number 1, he was world rank number 3. Many thought Lin Gaoyuan would be the world rank number 1 by now, but it's the champion of the Japan and Korea Open, 2 tournaments in a row, and the defending champion here. Xu Xin was 1 game away from being back-to-back triple champion, triple crown champion, 2 tournaments in a row. Avril Roberts from Australia in the high chair, our umpire for the match. And from Japan, Satoko Sueyoshi. I was gonna say with the perfect throw, but what a humbled the way she looked down after and apologized. It's okay, Satoko, no problem. They're already back in, they've forgotten about it. So focused on the game right now, it's easy to take things personally when you catch someone at a wrong moment. Again, if you see Ma Long during the World Tour and he's about to play a match or he hasn't finished the tournament yet, not the man to talk to. He's in the zone. Patrick Franziska right before the matches as well. Very well prepared. You see a lot of players with headphones on, which is the international sign for don't talk to me. Hasn't stopped me in the past as an extreme extrovert. What are you listening to? Good times. So an exciting battle here. The last semi-final for the men to see who will join Wang Chuqin. Now head-to-head, these two have played 9 times. Patrick Franziska has won exactly 0. So Xu Xin with a perfect record against Patrick Franziska. The most Patrick Franziska's ever scored was 2 games. So what's different about Xu Xin? I raise you one and say, what's not different about Xu Xin? He's a unique, creative character with a very different game. That backhand comes right back on the line, almost the same placement as Wang Chuqin against Ma Long when Ma Long brought it back. And Xu Xin, watch him anticipate this, sees it come up. From this angle, you had a better look that it was quite clear it was coming down on the table. So Xu Xin's grip, if you're newer to the game, in English we call the pen hold grip, the way you would hold a pen, as opposed to Patrick Franziska's shake hands grip, the way you would shake hands. Except you wrap the bottom 3 fingers around the racket, keeping the pointer up. First human moment for Superman so far. Patrick Franziska on the scoreboard now. So Xu Xin with that pen hold grip has developed his backhand quite a bit, although yesterday, to get through, Ugo Calderano used it in clutch moments at the very end, but not as much as we saw against Lim Wing-ru. Good pressure on top of the bounce. Follow through hit the table. I think that's what the apology was for from Franziska. As long as you don't move the playing surface or touch it with the free hand, no problem. This one stays very low. Think maybe it caught the edge of the table on the way down. That would explain the trajectory change. So the first 3 points to Xu Xin and the next 3 right back for Franz. Spinny arcing backhand. Bit of a pace breaker here, pace changer. You've got pacemakers, but out here, pace breakers. Xu Xin so difficult to read where he's going to go with that flexible wrist. Spin from inside the table. Again, the pen hold grip. You don't have to worry about your hand hitting the table as much when you go for that shot. Beautiful combination, quick off the bounce, sending the Cloudwalker on the run. Xu Xin is able to take the ball later than most, still reach it, get the ball back into play with heavy side and topspin. Last time these two played was Qatar, 2019 Qatar Open. Xu Xin 4-1 over Franz. Now, if I remember correctly, Patrick Franziska had some good leads, looked quite possible, but Xu Xin always found a way out. Good patience there, tucking back the wrist and waiting to see where he wanted to go. Franziska finding the placement. Another look at this. Touch game to set it up. While there's some body behind it, it's mostly about positioning for that shot, for Franziska to get in, maintain his balance.
5-6.
Clever idea, but a tall player with a high center of gravity. Franziska trying to come across the ball to play it inside out. Chun-Chi in the corner showing his support for his player, Xu Xin. I actually love to see a replay of what Xu Xin just did to the ball after the towel break. I don't know if you saw that, but the ball hit the bottom of the net and then crawled over. It looked like the spin would have made the ball go the other way. Pretty crazy. 6 points apiece here. Second bounce on the table. That's what Franziska needs if it creeps off the back edge at all, as we saw with Li Wenru at 9-9 in game number 3. The Japan Open final. Xu Xin's just too strong around the edges of the table. Perfect length. Franziska ties it back up with that serve.
All.
So Xu Xin back in front by 1 point. Point for point, it's much more crucial for Franziska to take game number 1 than it is for Xu Xin. What agility from Xu Xin, the way he leans back for that ball in the backhand corner. Xu Xin could build a home in that backhand corner. Run around when he wants, step out into the front yard, check on the forehand from time to time on the wide forehand side. Timing change, the arc here, the ball arcs up and stays low, gets under the racket of Franziska. Not quite as deep on the table as the one before. Every shot a little different from Xu Xin, and it's 3 game points for the Cloudwalker in red. Cracking forehand from under the table and way behind. Xu Xin a threat from anywhere inside the barriers. It's a big court, but for Xu Xin, it's just another soft and beautiful cloud to walk on. 11 points to 7, game number 1 to Xu Xin, and we'll be back for game number 2 right after this. players back to the table for game number 2. Xu Xin in the lead. Now, according to their history, he's dropped what? A total of, carry the 1, 6 games total out of 9 matches. Less than 1 game average per match for Patrick Franziska. It sneaks one past here to start off game 2, tries to get pumped up a bit. Xu Xin says okay. No problem. Soft spinny backhand, just long. When I see him look down at his hand like that, I know we all care about Xu Xin. Just want to make sure that nothing, no pain, everything's fine. Oh, burned. From the middle of the table out to the wide forehand. Franziska's timing. As a big guy, it's natural to be behind the table. We've seen this from Vladi. Look how low he had to get on that shot.
Three, love.
Oh, the edge of the racket. After all that, Patrick Franziska had a chop block. Xu Xin, he's dished that out to so many people before. Quite comfortable when side spin comes in, spins it up. That shot was beautiful. Franziska just blasting it cross court. When Xu Xin starts fishing, it's tough not to get hooked. That was an incredible shot by Xu Xin. Franziska left it nasty on the table. Heavy side spin, shallow. Xu Xin lunging in, still able to handle the side spin. Again, a master of creating it. He speaks that language. Right at the back of the table for the shot. Short side of the table, a little bit too short for Xu Xin. That's the table's error, not Xu Xin's. Shouldn't have been there. 4 points to 2, Patrick Franziska. The first towel break, a good position here. Has earned himself the advantage. And after all that touch to set up the opening attack, there's still a lot of pressure with Xu Xin waiting on the other side of the table. Not as easy as it looks. Not with all the power that Patrick Franziska has, even still. A lot to consider in this moment. Ball barely above net height when he contacted it. And not so many can do what Xu Xin does with any consistency. From right at the back of the table, that's an uncomfortable ball, perfect length from Xu Xin. Back up in front by 1. It doesn't matter if it's 21-19, 11-9, or 11-4, getting game number 2. Crucial again for a player who averages less than 1 game per match against Xu Xin. Oh, right on top of it. You have to expect the unexpected against Xu Xin, that he runs this down and gets it back as fast as he does. A lot of players would have been caught off guard. Patrick Franziska ready for one more quick forehand on 1 foot, makes a statue-like shot. Look at this. Holds the pose, clinches the fist. Goes down to the ground, breakdance move for a parallel forehand. Franziska's a big guy who is not afraid to get down and dirty. This is his dance floor right now. Look at this counterattack. 2 points in a row, producing just magic on the court. But the backhand, a lot of spin on this ball coming in from Xu Xin. Not an easy ball to be played. Franziska's made shots of this quality throughout the tournament. We'll have to see as things progress. Oh, break off the top of the net, crawls over. Franziska now with a 3-point lead.
Lead. 5-8.
Inside out forehand, way out wide, out of reach, just incredible. Franziska, 4 points up, 2 points away from taking the second game. The timing here, how low he has to get. And you wonder why there are lower back injuries in table tennis, but he holds his posture firm there, just uses the leg strength. A little bit off the top of the net earlier in the rally, but the counter. Franziska's earned himself 5 game points. Long push does it, 11-5, a dominant game number 2 for Franziska to turn around from being beaten 11-7 in the first. We'll be back for game number 3 to see who takes the lead. The last non-Chinese player, Germany's Patrick Franziska, or Superman Xu Xin. Stay right here.
Third game, Franziska to serve. Love all.
Players back for game number 3. Patrick Franziska with the momentum and the serve. The backhand of Xu Xin. It's going to be tough if that backhand starts coming into play. Thumbs up for Xu Xin in the crowd. Peace signs in the back for table tennis. One backhand countered back quickly. Get right there. Patrick Franziska waiting to cover the middle. Top edge of the racket. It's tough to get on top of the ball and still spin it back so low, drive it without hitting the edge, especially in these rallies. Now, had you asked most people before this match who they would predict to see win this tournament of the 4 men left, as well as Patrick Franziska has been playing, most people would have picked him as the number 4. At best, number 3. If he can get through Xu Xin, he'll be playing the least experienced of the 3 Chinese players who made it to the semifinals. And finding that middle from way behind the table, Xu Xin. Absolutely a detective out here. One backhand lunging forward and that hooking ball that bends into the body. That's a tough one to get away from Franz. Had Xu Xin a little bit behind the table, could have been 2-4. Xu Xin now, the towel break in a good position. It is a scary place to be in with Xu Xin attacking on you and you're back that far behind. Waiting for the moment, keeps him pinned in the backhand court. Watch this, hook on the shot, 2 in a row from Franz. 1 in the backhand and the rip right back, hits him in the rib cage. Franziska working that point hard and it pays off. So back up in front by 4. Xu Xin seems to be in control at the moment. But again, the comeback artist, the biggest comeback artist we've seen with any consistency in this tournament, Patrick Franziska. And in every interview he's said, well, I just had to take some risk. Got nothing to lose. Down 6-10, 1-3. Tight serve getting a passive receive out of Xu Xin from the baseline with what appeared to be a traditional pen-hold backhand. For those of you that are curious in the difference, those a little newer to table tennis, after Lu Guoliang created the reverse pen-hold backhand, both sides of the racket could be used in Xu Xin's grip. Previous to that, only one side with rubber on it, lighter racket but weaker backhand. You can see that the backhand out here can be quite effective. Xu Xin not overpowering, just spinning it quite heavy. I remember you. I recognize the back of that head. Probably wouldn't know that person from the front, actually. Xu Xin strong on top of the spin at the second towel break, is up by 6, controlling game number 3 so far. Xu Xin, people waving in the back. Good placement here. Again behind the body. Reverse pen-hold backhand chop block attempted, but the contact didn't give much spring to the ball. Beautiful counter from Franz. Now remember, in terms of coaches, it's the first time we've seen a semifinal with a Chinese coach in the corner, Chun Chi. Former top player right there from the Chinese national team, what, 2013, I think he retired? Him with a whole lot of other players. Oh, this one gets away, timeout saved. Had Franz scored one more point, I wouldn't be surprised if we'd seen it, although with the head-to-head record, Xu Xin should have some confidence. He's got 5 game points now. Could 5-10 be the new 6-10 for Patrick Franziska? And you might think, of course, look at the scoreboard, Adam. Well, what I mean is, if you didn't follow against Matthias Falk, Patrick Franziska came back from down 6-10. Not here, not now, not against Xu Xin in game 3. We'll see what happens in game 4, but the Cloud Walker walks out in front to a 2-1 lead. We'll be back for game 4 coming up right after this. players back to the table for game number 4. Cloud Walker on screen leading 2-1 over Patrick Franziska of Germany. Quite a dominant performance in game 3. Almost as dominant as Franziska in game 2. Now for Franziska, what changed? Well, he took a lot of high-risk shots in game number 2, countering early off the bounce, playing inside-out shots, parallel shots, but the quality of his opening attack and the timing sent Xu Xin behind the table. Perfect placement here into the middle, the hook on the ball, the curve to make it go into the body. Oh, that shot is merciless. A high-risk shot, just nailed right off the bounce to hit it that quickly on top of the bounce and still keep topspin on. So you sort of have to keep the topspin on. It's just not easy to do. Tries for 2 a little bit deeper on the table this time. Serve drifts long. Xu Xin takes the opening attack. Now, even though Xu Xin's backhand has been improving, the consistency's getting better. If you had to pick a side to play against Xu Xin with, you'd play against that backhand. How many cups do you need? Like 7 cups? Every person can host a party. Oh, Xu Xin gets low for this, leaves an awkward spinny ball. Low and spinny, and Franziska powers through and plays it right back. I'd love to see that one from a different angle. Just quite curious. It was quite odd, right? For Xu Xin, it almost looked out of reach. At least the way he reacted, but in the replay and the first shot, it looked like had he come back up and stuck out his arm, maybe even a lob or something. Backhand, spinny and right into the body. Xu Xin back within 1 point. Again, even the medical staff for the Chinese team behind Chun Chi clapping on Xu Xin. The team spirit is very strong.
3-5.
I like it. Nothing wrong with showing some support. After all, if you're in the stadium, you should have a feeling, care who wins. Xu Xin will have his last opportunity to play the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. Patrick Franziska, well, he's on a team where you've got Dima and you've got Timo. Only 2 players from Germany will be able to play the singles event. The way Patrick Franziska is playing right now, it's definitely possible it could be him. The forehand like that, full extension, countered back to the open forehand side. He's up by 4. The most games he's ever taken against Xu Xin is 2. He'll even out the playing field if he can continue through and take this match. Percentage-wise, it's tough to say. He's had leads like this before,
7-3.
as opposed to before, which is a word I just made up. It's pretty awesome. Perfect placement deep into the backhand corner, extending that lead to a 5-point lead, 3 games away from 2 games apiece. Taller players tend to cover the backhand with the middle. Franz does exactly that for the opening shot.
4-8.
Kicking the cage, it's not really a cage, just the legs of the table. Beautiful table here on the show court. So we've got fans screaming Xu Xin Jiao. Patrick Franziska showing himself up here. 4 points between them coming out of the second towel break.
4-8.
Didn't catch the joke in the crowd. I'll inform you if I hear more. Oh, this one gets away. He'll keep his cool. Sort of has to. We've seen Xu Xin come back from worse than 3-8 in the timeout here. I think this is a good timeout for Franz. We'll see if Coach Potassium is in the corner in its yellow jacket. Just curious. Is it? Is it? Oh, didn't get to see. We'll come back in a minute. Oh, yeah! All right, Coach Potassium back and contributing to Patrick Franziska. When times are lonely, you need a friend. You need a friend that can give you the best power you need. Quick sugar, potassium. This is what athletes use to avoid cramping. Generally, you don't want to eat in the middle of intense exercise. Such short intervals here. But that's the beauty of Coach Potassium. He knows what you need. There, I made it a he. I don't know why. Men's singles, fair enough. There are a few women coaching men's teams. Slovenia, for example, formerly in Singapore. Fans in the crowd all the way to the back row coming to see the showman and the last non-Chinese fighter in the tournament, Patrick Franziska. He's had his quick corner, his quick time in the corner, Coach Potassium. On the receive, not easy to receive Xu Xin serves. Let's see what Franz brings out here. Oh, a little bit flatter backhand here, not going for a kill. A little bit of fortune clearly as Franziska apologizes. Not sure if it brushed the net. Either way, 4-point lead, 2 points away from 2 games apiece. Long push sets up the counter. Smart play from Franz. Over the table, could have tried to have kept it short. But I don't think it would have set him up like that long push. Not an easy ball, but he makes it look that way. 5 game points for Patrick Franziska. Parallel shot goes just long. Game point saved by Xu Xin. Does he have it in the pocket? Well, he's drying off the ball there anyway. Oh, right down the line, a perfect shot from Patrick Franziska. Can't get much prettier than that. Beautiful finish, and it's tied up at 2 games apiece. 11-6 to return the 11-6. And we'll be back for game number 5 to see who takes the lead right after this. Back for game number 5 to see who takes the lead. Patrick Franziska has never beaten Xu Xin before. Something on the floor. Xu Xin would like to get that taken care of. Note the table. Sweat. Have to guess anyway. It's the most common thing to be on the table that would affect the bounce of the ball.
Franziska to serve. Love all.
Here we go. Franziska to start game 5 with the momentum and the serve. Oh, what a beautiful backhand. Keeps the wrist back, plays it wide to the line. Cradling shot. Leaves it shallow. Keeping it challenging out here for Xu Xin. That backhand as wide as can be from over the table, making that first shot count. Quality openings. Look at the scoreboard. It's still too early to get ahead of ourselves. The perfect time for Franziska to get ahead of Xu Xin. Ooh, scaling the net here. Crawling off the side of the table on the other side.
Love 3.
No limit to the amount of lets you can see out here. What pressure looks like from the corner. But with a receive like this, you can understand why Xu Xin has to keep the serve so low to the net. Anything to keep Patrick Franziska off that opening attack. Again, it looked like the first game and a half against Matthias Falk, the best table tennis I've seen Franz play. I've seen him play a lot of excellent table tennis. Oh, the other way, the inside-out forehand once again. Franziska, I mean, I know he has this in the repertoire, but I haven't seen him use it so much, so successfully since I can't remember when. And out here today would be the perfect time. One and then the other way from down low to play that shot. It's exactly what it's going to take to get through for the first time. And in the touch rally, Xu Xin comes into the towel break with one on the scoreboard. Definitely a lot of Xu Xin supporters here in the house. Surprise long push and right back the other way. It was like he was puppeteering Xu Xin, just moving him by strings. Xu Xin, a marionette. Look one more time at this push. Back up for a moment, Xu Xin. Turn. Okay, thank you very much. So smart from Franziska, yet still Xu Xin manages to get through the point with that spinny backhand from under the table. Long push, wide forehand, takes the pace off, and the chop block goes just long. The backhand on the back edge of the table. Franziska getting the crowd quite into it here. Extends his lead to 5 points. Wide forehand as well. Not into the body, but deep to the backhand. 6 points up. Against Xu Xin, nothing is safe. Encouraging, yes. But it's never over against Xu Xin until it's over. For example, to even hold on to the racket, you have to see that recovery again. He almost dropped the racket on the table. Look at this. Scoops it up right before the last moment where it would have bounced again. Coolest guy in the room, staying cool under pressure. TTK, the table tennis karma, comes back. Franziska gets a net in the rally. Xu Xin recovers and gives one right back. Second towel break, 8 points to 4. You're on TV, wave, wave. I wonder if at any point in time there will be a very different reaction to realizing you're on TV. Like putting up reindeer ears or something. A lot more to wonder though. Will this continue for Franziska? He's never scored 3 games against Xu Xin in a single match. Now caught in between here. This isn't the quality of shot that Franz has been playing. Not an easy ball, but he's been a bit more decisive. He got stood up right there with the heavy spin coming into the body. Xu Xin can make it uncomfortable for an opponent, no doubt.
Split. 8-5.
So much side spin here, a little clip off the net again for Patrick Franziska. Trying to drive it, keep it low, gets him back up by 4 points. It's a fine balance of fearlessness, calm, yet focus from Franziska to get through this. Now, not too often will you be talking about the player who's up by 4 and 2 points away this way. But that's their head-to-head. Oh, and another break for Franziska. A lot of fortune in one game. They've both had a little bit, but Franziska's had a little bit and then some so far. Still, he has to play incredibly well, and he has been. And now he's got 5 game points. He had never beaten Fan Zhendong before, but there's a first for everything. Or at least anything that happens. Oh, beautiful chop block. Xu Xin meets side spin. Oh, we know each other quite well, actually. We've been friends for a long time. But thank you for the introduction. 4 game points left for Patrick Franziska. 1 saved by the Cloudwalker. Whew. Long, fast serve. And the spin shot does it, 11-6, a 3-2 lead. The first time that Patrick Franziska has had 3 games against Xu Xin. He's 1 game away from his first ever victory. A final at the Platinum event, the Australian Open, but he's got a ways to go still. He has to take one of the next 2 games, and he's gonna try for game number 6, which is coming up right after this. Players back for game number 6. Germany's Patrick Franziska, 1 game away from doing the unthinkable. Got quickly quiet over here. It's going to be a lot of focus now. Superman looking to get that cape up in action. An ace, a kick serve the other way. He's got Chunchi on his feet, no questions about it. That makes quite a statement at the start of this game. The placement alone was surprising enough, let alone the spin to make it kick out of reach. 2 in a row fast to the backhand, and Xu Xin takes his first 2 serves. for a bit of much-needed momentum and confidence here. But a big counter on the forehand. Franziska with the power. Now, if these two were to meet, if this were MMA, from a physical power standpoint, as strong as Xu Xin is, and he is well built, Patrick Franziska, the more powerful of the two players. He's going to try to implement that authority out here, bring it into play. The quick shots where he can. He's taking the risks, well-calculated risks. He's won the last 2 games 11-6. Whoa. All right, man. Stand bold and stand proud. Patrick Franziska's fan club of 1 here right now. Oh, sets it up so well, but Xu Xin spins it back and leaves it out in front of Franz. Now, around the world, no question, Patrick Franziska has a fan club, but again, the sport in China, these are heroes out here on the table. A-list celebrities. And even in Australia, fans flock to support the top Chinese players. Nice backhand here. Tempted to turn the corner. Franz says, no, I think a backhand would be more comfortable right about now. So with the towel break, he's just 2 points down. But I think in the mind of the players, the scoreboard is always 0-0. They just play the point to the best of their ability, setting up whatever patterns they need, learning from the past but not dwelling on it. Oh man, goes for broke. Almost a tap on the scorekeeper's booth there over with the assistant umpire. The spin. Franziska's had some beautiful shots in this match so far. Oh, but that one just too pretty. Illegally beautiful. Timeout on Xu Xin's side, yeah. A lot of glamour there. Man, was that forehand a difficult shot. So with Coach Potassium in the corner, Franziska's just gonna tie his shoe. And we've got Coach Chun Chi, his sidekick, Mr. Electrolyte in the bottle. You'd have to imagine anyway. Wide wings. In terms of body language, I think that's what's happening. Cameraman Max in the background. Getting the close-ups for later. All the cool productions you can see from ITTF. Hemming Hu really getting around, man. Spot Hemming from VIP seats. He got kicked out of the VIP seats and sat in a fire escape exit. Interesting. Well, he's fast, no question about it. There he is, see him? Center of the screen, looking sharp with the GQ glasses on, right next to the lady in red, Krista Berg, 87. Speaking of red, supporters, Chinese fans in the crowd, the flags flying high. Xu Xin right now, still ahead. Phil, who's been working incredibly hard throughout this week, restlessly, with an outstanding team of volunteers, an incredible production crew, and the world's best players right here in Geelong. Really went on a beautiful ride today to discuss what's happening, really to see nature and get prepped for today. But they're the best in the world here. Big backhand down the middle. I don't know if it was the top of the net again. It happens so quickly. I only bring up the level of play here because at the Olympic Games, while the pressure is much more, the caliber of player, each national association or each association can only send 2 players. China had about 14 men here, give or take. Japan, Korea as well, the top nations sending their best. Which makes it even crazier to think that Ma Long, back-to-back China Games champion every 4 years. And that backhand is so quick, no hesitation. The first 2 serves of this game got Xu Xin some quick points. Patrick Franziska, fool me twice, not a third though, not a third. Got the backhand ready. I'm gonna test your wide forehand. Feels like home court advantage for Xu Xin. That backhand again, it's just roaming around the table like Hemming Hu in the crowd. Wherever he goes, that backhand, as long as it's inside the table or near it, it's dangerous. He's not letting Xu Xin into the points. 5 in a row for Franziska from down 1-4. Lead service, they'll play that one again. Very close to the back of the table on the reach. Franziska saves some big shots here. Xu Xin back within 1. To cover the middle there with the forehand, play the next one from out wide. The fight continues, checking for a crack in the ball, but there's nothing. Second serve here for Franz.
6-5.
2 points in front, second towel break. It's got Xu Xin with his head tilted. Not the first time we've seen that. We see you, VIP section. It's like the headphones have to be on all the time when you're playing against home court advantage. The crowd chanting for your opponent, trying to will him through. He's won 9 times and lost 0, Xu Xin, the cloud walker. And he's not far away from coming back, but Franziska, some big points.
5-7.
It is so taxing, it is so exhausting to play your absolute best performance to win 4 games against Xu Xin. Long push, clever idea. It's worked many times before. Franz plays that very well, but it doesn't come down. Xu Xin survives, takes the point, and is within 1. Both tea breaks have been used, the timeouts. Very tough to cover as soon as Franziska goes to that backhand and tries to beat Xu Xin to that corner. I think he just felt the odds were too slim going the other way. Xu Xin starts to turn, almost at the point of contact. Tough to change your mind. Franziska chasing to cover the middle of the table in the blocking game. 7 points apiece, serves back with Franz. And the touch from Xu Xin over the table puts him up by 1. Not only physically, you can play 4 games. Sure, you can play 7 games against Xu Xin. They're both very physically fit, well-trained and conditioned for this. Mentally, that's how taxing it is. Trying to stay relaxed during these tense moments when your plan's not working. 4 points in a row for Xu Xin from down 5-7. Clouds are getting thick and sturdy below the feet of Xu Xin. The wind beneath the wings. It's the fans in the crowd. The long push is surprising and fast. Franz within 1. While game 7 would be exciting, it definitely seems that it would favor Xu Xin at this point. If the match ends in 6, there's no question about who's won. slows it down in the middle of the attack rally. Xu Xin fishing. And Patrick Franziska spins the ball softer 2 times in a row. The counterattack comes in. It is tough to deal with the Xu Xin heat from behind the table. And it all started with that aggressive shot from over the table, that backhand receive. One backhand, forehand just short. Sometimes playing the softer shot is the bolder choice. And out here, Patrick Franziska has just given the crowd a lot of reason to try to intervene here, to get vocal for Xu Xin. Fans paying a lot of money to see him live, and they want to see more. Spinny shot deep on the table. Game point for the Cloudwalker. So many nicknames for this man. And the showman, Xu Xin. The show must go on. We will see. Game point for Xu Xin. And the flip does it outright. He sends it to the decider. Snacks, beverages, best friends. Game 7. We'll see you there in about 54 seconds. Stay right here. Welcome, friends and friends of friends. Everybody who knows what to be watching right now. Game number 7. The Cloudwalker, the showman, Superman Xu Xin has made his way back. And the player who's pulled off the most impressive comebacks of this tournament time and time again. The man who, when his back hits the ropes, has only found nerves of steel to follow. Patrick Franziska to start with the serve. First point here in Game 7. The more vocal part of the crowd is going to be making noise when Xu Xin wins the point. What if Patrick Franziska won the tournament? Tight serve here, pendulum, deceptive underspin. Doesn't even have to be underspin, just less topspin than there appears to be on the serve. It could be straight side spin, it could even be light topspin. But he fools Xu Xin on the serve. Just perfectly played. You don't see 2 balls so often like that Xu Xin has to chase from corner to corner and can't float back up. This is just a little bit long, trying to keep it baseline. If it's inside the table, Franz goes the other way, wide out to the forehand once again. No timeouts left. First point for Xu Xin. Xu Xin in on the scoreboard now. Big smiles in the crowd from the Xu Xin fans. Again, a lot of Chinese flags here. The biggest banner in the stadium, bigger than any banner in the stadium, the Chinese flag that was brought here today. Oh, just missing the inside out. He had worked so hard to drive Xu Xin into that deep corner. He says, I want to keep you in that backhand corner until I can hit something out of reach. Franz played the point well, but I'd say not a big margin for error on this inside-out forehand. One more to the backhand, and goes low. This is something we've seen Fan Zhendong do consistently, and even Patrick Franziska so far, his percentages have been high. But for the last two shots, they haven't come down. Xu Xin has secured the shot with heavy topspin to the middle of the table. Fans jumping up onto their feet. 3 in a row for Xu Xin to come right back. And even though Franz hasn't won these points, he's not playing afraid. It's a fine balance between overly ambitious and going for it. And for me, it hasn't been overly ambitious. He's taking the right shots. Had he made both of those like he has a few times before, he'd be up 5-1 right now. But it's tied. Oh, beautiful flick and right in position. The fact that that flick doesn't win the point shows you how focused Franz is right now. Xu Xin, as cool as can be, I have to imagine there's a little bit of heat generating up in the brain right now after that moment. It's got to be frustrating to hit a shot that well. Chun-Chi was already up on his feet. Anybody who knows table tennis in that moment was shocked that he could play the ball that well. With the big forehand, the biggest stroke in the game, Xu Xin's forehand with that wrist, the bits of side spin on it, it's tied up, 4 points apiece. Whoever wins the next point is going to have some momentum as the players switch sides, as it is the last game of the match, the decider, the last possible game to be played in a best of 7. Right back to the backhand side. Xu Xin didn't even have time to get the racket behind his back. We've seen him play and make behind the back shots and win points with it. From this angle, watch Xu Xin the whole time. Just watch, keep your eye. Nope, not even time for that. He wanted to. Beautiful fooling here. 1 point lead for Franziska. US in the crowd. Could have been US, could have been us. Could have been a reference to the movie directed by Jordan Peele, who knows? 0 for 3 on that shot so far in this game. It's worked for him throughout. What do you do in moments like this? Well, fine-tuning maybe, but I don't think he should stop taking the shot. He won't be able to have a conversation with Coach Potassium in the corner. Not again in this match. Oh, Xu Xin sneaks it past. Short side of the table. Right there, near and over the height of the net. Xu Xin with the backhand secures a 1 point lead. Secures not the right word. Edges out. Look again. Such a quick shotgun reaction from Xu Xin's backhand. It came out twice against Hugo Calderano from 9-9 in game number 6. Xu Xin with that long stroke against Lin Gaoyuan in Japan at 9-9 in game 3. That long stroke forehand from under the table was there. Xu Xin handling the pressure well so far. 7-5 up. As strong as this tournament has been for Patrick Franziska, there is only now. Much like Xu Xin said, he doesn't think about his past titles, doesn't think about his past results. Just plays every match. Holding their breath as soon as it slows down and Xu Xin starts fishing like that. Franziska had 3 incredible shots in a row. I mean, he almost went down to the ground. The way he had missed those 3 earlier in this match, or in this game rather, He makes 3 shots like that, getting nearly wrapped back down. Forces Xu Xin into more passive shots, slows it down just a little bit, waiting for the moment. And a little bit more side spin on that last one, a little bit slower, and it pays off. Cracking shot, tied back up. He's flexing out, he's hulking out right now when the elbows go back. Patrick Franziska has never done it before. He has never taken down the Cloudwalker. And it's far from over. But it's getting close here. 7 points apiece. The serve back with Superman. Oh, the chop block. Crawling off the top of the net, but still coming over deep. So much side spin. This shot had to be just perfect, and with a little bit of fortune, didn't go that deep. That was right at the baseline. Net slowing the ball down to keep Xu Xin uncomfortable. If it comes off, it's going to be a nasty ball that Xu Xin floats back. France in the lead, but just by 1. Wow, tight serve, looked empty. And Xu Xin with a big service point shuts down the backhand that had been everywhere over the table. It's been an incredibly dangerous backhand receive from Franziska. A pain, a thorn in the side of Xu Xin throughout this match. Just a moment late, the kick of the spin on that ball and the speed of Xu Xin's forehand. Races out, and it's a 9-8 lead. Xu Xin on the receive, up by 1. It's a good shot. He says, I think so. He was inside the table. Unless you hit a high arcing lob, that ball can't touch anything but the playing surface. Man, is that crazy. Still, Franziska doesn't argue. Yeah, he's inside the table. That camera angle wasn't perfect. If we have it completely parallel to the sideline, but I think the players are in agreement on this, no question about it. 9 points apiece. Spectacular rally, and you've got to love that Patrick Franziska doesn't show it. He looks over and says, what do you think? I think so, and waits for confirmation. A true sportsman, no matter what happens, but it is down to the wire. Jaw-dropping rally, the power from Franziska. He's got match points. Xu Xin is charming as can be. It's tough to be charming in a moment like this, but Xu Xin, it's just his default status. The question is, will he come back? Saves that one. That hooking forehand, Franz plays it one more time to the backhand. To be in Australia, the defending champion, and have home court advantage this far from Beijing, the National Training Center in China. But it's match point for Franziska. Xu Xin saves the match point right down the middle of the table. That bold shot, pen-hold grip, right over the back edge of the table. Not an easy ball to play, relatively shallow. Franz tries to keep it inside the table. Here we are, deuce in game number 7. Talk about investing in experience. The VIP seat ticket holders right now can't get much more than this. Just drying the fingertips, Franz for the palms as well. Alternating serves from here on out. Xu Xu Xin with an incredible receive in the follow-up attack. It looked like he wanted to do something else, get the attack on, but he plays it short, turns the corner. 1, 2, and done. 2 points in a row. Look at that receive. The flick looked like it was coming for sure. Impressive catch for Franziska. But the bat needs to be there. The racket to block back. Match point for the Cloudwalker. Superman! Xu Xin takes it back. I have not seen the coolest man in the room this heated up that he drops his racket. What a performance. Incredible match. Patrick Franziska played out of his mind. And Xu Xin just 2 points better in game number 7. Goosebumps anybody?